is our last desert, as far as we know, our last portal.
No, we don't know.
We shall see.
We shall see.
We shall see. We're here. Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. Hi, camera.
Hello.
We are here. We are ready to go. Welcome, everyone, to the final recorded session of Hearthglow, although it is not the final session, about which more in a moment. But we are here, and as you can see, we have been joined by our newest player, which is Sherbert. And right behind me, you can see Ganesh, the other one who is going to be joining us. So I explained what was happening to the cats, and they were like, listen, we have to be a part of this one way or the other. So they are going to be inspirational to the players and try to bite their computers. That's how that's going to work. But anyway, we're here, we're ready to go, and I will talk about the finale in a minute, but first I want to introduce our wonderful players, so I will start with Carlos Hernandez, who is right here. Carlos, it's good to see you. So how's things, how's tricks, and who are you playing in Hearthglow?
So things are good, as, those of us who work in Professor Land know, it is like the heart of the semester right now, where, students get desperate, and professors get desperate, everyone's desperate.
Everyone gets desperate.
Yeah, and so and also my school just doesn't have a spring break for another 2.5 weeks, which is outrageous. It's just we're all just slogging, and then
I am listening and also not wanting the webcam wire.
Yeah. You don't want that much.
Excuse me.
To fall to shadow.
Come with me. Yes, go on. Please proceed.
But anyway, working on a lot of projects, doing a lot of fun stuff. Good to be here. And I am playing Ali Nideh. She got the Tarjay treatment with her last name. But Ali is a sorcerer. She is possibly kin to Tiamat. We'll have to see. Ali may or may not be forming a crush on someone who has no idea what's going on. Adam.
Specifically Adam.
Yeah, not even Wilhelm.
In real life.
And happy to be here.
Awesome. It's good to have Carlos. It is also good to have Claire Cooney with us, also known as CSU Cooney, World Fantasy Award winner. Claire, it's good to see you. How are you? How's life with you, and who are you playing?
I'm well. This is a big month. I'm recording 5 audiobooks in a row, and my book is coming out. So I just recorded the second audiobook of my 5, and it was my own. I got to record for Recorded Books, St. Death's Herald. It's coming out on the 24th of April. It's going to be a fun there'll be a book launch in Queens, and then a signing in Westerly, Rhode Island at Martin House Books for local Connecticut, Rhode Island.
What day's the release?
It's the Thursday is in New York. It's Thursday night in New York.
In Queens?
In Queens.
Oh, I gotta go.
Oh, come on. That'd be so fun.
I teach there.
It's in the cutest, our indie bookstore is the cutest indie bookstore. Q and Willow is so great. And Martin House is beautiful in Westerly. So if you're local, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New York, come on. And then I'm going to maybe do a virtual one on Sunday. I haven't planned that yet, but I will. There won't be as many donuts, but it'll be fun, I think.
Virtual donuts.
Virtual donuts. And then I'm playing Mog Riz, a trickster hyena shifter, and arcane trickster, I think, at level 3. And I don't know, I love her. She's a hyena. She's Allie's best friend. She keeps trying to match make for, but it's not working. And I think she's starting to respect that.
Yeah. There's a great persistence associated.
Yeah, I have the best intentions, but I'm not completely thick. I think at some point I might get it before Allie does. And
extremely likely.
My character's very fond of Teach, Zach's character. It's just he's her mentor, and she looks up to him. So.
Good stuff. Thank you, Claire. Pleasure to have you, and a pleasure, of course, to have Adam Petrosino with us. Adam is back, and Adam is listen, forget about whatever we're doing, right? He's the king of Sacred Heart. I think that's clear. We know that and all that stuff. So, Adam, how have you been? What are you involved with? In fact, what are you doing right after we're done here, and who are you playing today?
I have been great. We wrapped up Fun Home, which I was assistant directing and working on projections for, and then I had a play of mine produced. And performed this 2 weeks ago. And then for the last weekend and this weekend, I have been playing Ed in Torch Song Trilogy, performing at Sacred Heart.
Oh my god.
So I have been very busy.
Holy moly.
No kidding. That's good.
But I am very happy to be back and playing Wilhelm, half-elf, bard of eloquence, poet, performer, oblivious.
But I repeat myself.
But slowly becoming more in line with seeing his relationships to others and his fellow peers as something important in his life, other than just his study. Very slowly.
It's good. It's a good broad arc. I'm going to come back to Adam in a minute to talk about this finale. But first, right over there, but not you, makes sense to any of you watching, but all the way to the right as you're looking at this on video, or if you're listening, it's just his voice, is Zach Clay with us. So Zach is back with us. Although we will see Zach in a little over a week in person, too, for reasons we'll discuss. But Zach is here. Zach, how's things been with you? Nothing going on with you, right? Like, no busyness at all?
Yeah, nothing going on with me. Certainly not. Same old over here in the Bay Area. I've just been really enjoying my most recurring D&D client, which is the San Francisco Library, and running for kids and teens there. I just had a great experience this past weekend running D&D for the kids that show up for our program, and you get kids from all walks of life. So that's been my life, and my my day-to-day is running D&D for kids nowadays. I don't actually am pretty dry on adult clients, but that'll probably change soon. I'll get back into the season of running online games and in-person games all the time. But lots of D&D with youth and helping the next generation of storytellers let their imaginations fly free. But aside from that,
but that's
I
us.
also...
I mean, when you're not working with us, youth, like what other...
No, of course.
We're the youth, right?
And speaking of youth and not youth, I play Elder Honu, the turtle druid who has been tasked with overseeing these students and on this crazy quest that we have been assigned to, and has been letting them lead the way in as many ways as he can. And it's gone all right. He's only almost died a couple times.
Almost.
Yeah.
He's only mostly dead. It has been good. I also want to point out we have a Gen GMs, which is what Zach and I do, a DM GM tip show. And so one of the shorts that's going to be coming out in the next couple of days, Jack and I just recorded a long form video, and it's captioned, right? So the guy who's doing the captioning says, we were talking about the show and about his character Elder Hanu, and when he gets to it, the caption is, "So when Elder Hobbit does this thing," and I was like, "That's not Elder Hobbit. It's Elder Hanu." He's like, "Oh, my bad." So not Elder Hobbit, but Elder Hanu. So the finale of this event, though, of what we've been doing here, Hearthglow, which has been running since like August, I think, of last year. It's been closing in on a year, I think. We started at the Klein, then we did recordings here, but it's going to be finishing somewhere else. And so I thought I would let Adam explain where this is going to finish next month.
Yes, we will be having our finale as part of an event at Sacred Heart known as Literary Spring, and it will be in the Shine Auditorium, April 11th, 4 to 8 p.m. And there are directions on that and a number of other details that will be shared.
Yes, which we will post. But it's very exciting. It's going to be the Shine Auditorium is how would you classify it size wise? Like tiny, small, big, huge, like where
medium.
Medium. Yeah, that's great. And parking is free. Tickets will be free, but we'll have to figure out in terms of like, I assume they'll be fine with people just coming on campus, but
I believe so.
I will check with that. But yeah, Sacred Heart, which is in southwestern Connecticut. So if any of you are in the area, this will go out before that. And so please do come. We are very excited for this. We expect a good sized audience. We expect a very enthusiastic audience for sure. So I'm very excited for it. And it'll be a great way to bring to a close what has been a really great, fun experience with these great people. So.
And Zach will be here.
And Zach will be, that's right.
Yes.
Exactly. And most important, Zach will be in person. Zach will be here directly. So,
yes.
Zach will be returning to the fold, but, coming out to the true home. Never mind the Bay Area.
I mean, home, hey. Yeah, no, I love my usually about once a year week-long trip out to my other home on the East Coast. So it's a lot of fun.
my son may or may not have been talking about it for the last month and a half. Like, so it's just like, he said once, he's like, Zach, Daddy, your friends are fine, but Zach is my real adult friend. It's like his one real adult friend. Aww. I was like, so you have an adult friend, but my son has an adult friend in you, Zach. So, all right, well, let's get to this. I am very excited for today. Let's talk a little bit about what happened last time. These 4 students have been commissioned, he said doubtfully, by one Thaddeus Clariton, who is the head of school at Hearthglow Academy, to essentially solve a mystery. And the mystery is, who threw Vernon Richard, that bastard, the former assistant head of school, the one who had killed a former student 20 years before, who the party was able to find out had done so, was able to expose him, and then in the process of his trial almost caused the draining of all magic from the world, no big deal, through the item of this thing called a Megirolith. And so the question was, this accomplice during the trial tossed him the Megirolith. Who was this accomplice? How did this happen? So Thaddeus Clariton asked the students to start looking into it a little bit, since they were the ones who were there. And so they went to the quarters of Vernon Richard. They discovered that a wizard's quarters are not normal. I suppose this would have been predicted. It was a tower, and multiple things, whether it's braziers with exploding materials within them, or carpets that are actually portals to outer space, or planetarium-sized outer rooftop areas that lead to other worlds, or whatever. They navigated all of this and eventually found their way into a world that apparently had been visited before them. They have been following what they assume is this accomplice through time and space as they've been traveling through various seasons and different planes of existence, probably. The last plane of existence that they went to in the last session had to do with this water plane, in which they met this creature called Oceania, sort of the living incarnation of the natural water world of that planet, an enormous whale, that informed that because of the actions of the person they had been chasing, and maybe something else is behind this other person, but they don't know what yet, most of the creatures of that world had been killed and deceived and destroyed. And even Oceania himself had been harmed. But thanks to some exceptional role play, the singing of a healing song and the creation of a healing dolphin. I don't know if there is a healing dolphin, but I just made up one now.
Yeah, that was it.
Elder Hanu and Wilhelm were able to heal this creature. And I believe Mog was part of that mix somehow too, relating to that.
I think we sang back
to that. That's what it is. That's what it is. Yes. The doo-wop stuff. It was the doo-wop thing. That's right. So they managed to heal Oceania. They were given this piece of coral that allowed them to activate the area to this next place. And what they found in this spot was essentially a desert kind of world, devastation. Each of these planes, by the way, has a lot of similarities in terms of the structure of the place. But in each of these cases, there's been snow, or there's been spring, or there's been, flowers and so forth, or snow, or water, yeah. And in this case, this desert environment. So they explored a little bit, and they found these attached, connected bones that were buried in the dirt. They decided, Mog and Wilhelm were both interested in this, but they went over, looked at the bones, and then standing up in front of Mog, I believe it was this massive dragon, which I just happened to have a picture of. Oh, no. And it looks something a little bit like that.
We don't like that.
I'm just going to show you all what that looks like. So let me show that also to this, so that our good friend Zach can see this as well. It's fine.
Oh God, right? That's so cool and horrifying.
Yes. So that awesome. Is the creature, and it, Now I do want to mention, it reaches itself up, so it's 9-10 feet probably above you, but you notice that there are parts of the body that are still buried in the sand. So it's not a full-out dragon, is what I'm saying. Okay. Like it's got portions of it, but it clearly is at the very least
it's
the
a
upper torso of a dragon. Yeah, it's like the upper torso basically of this dragon. Okay. You're fighting a torso, and it looks down at you and is basically what it is. And I would like initiative from everybody.
I'm gonna use my new mushroom dice. white mushrooms for the bone
Mushroom
dragon.
dice.
Mine is
Nope.
17.
There we go.
Round clown
How's that?
is 5.
All right. Also, shout out to Trifid, who has been doing the podcast work on this. She's been doing a wonderful job of not just this, but also adding in music. There were these little stingers that she added in last time.
cool.
When the dragon first showed up, like she has this
Thanks,
really good.
Trifid.
So it was
Thank you,
great.
Triffy.
Yeah, so.
It's awesome.
Okay, let's see. Let me find out what mine is. Okay, good. Right. Okay, let's see. Allie, Nide, what do we have?
So 17 for me and 5 for Mr. Round Clown.
17 for you, 5 for Mr. Round Clown. Okay, I was like, where did I put Mr. Round Clown? Right there. Also, Allie, I have you at the moment at, I think you're at full
Yes, correct.
26 out of 26?
26, yeah. I think we all had a long rest, so we should all be at full.
I think that's right, okay. Right, okay. Elder Hanu, what do we have here?
Sorry, I was looking at my abilities and I did not roll yet. I got a 12.
12, okay. Mog,
10.
a 10. Okay. Oh, and Elder Hanu. So you are still at. So everyone's at full. You're at 27 out of 27. Is that?
That's what I have as well. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm missing 2.
I think you. Oh, I know why. Because when it came out of the sand, you were knocked back.
Yep.
You missed the strength saving throw. That's why.
Yes.
Okay. So Mog, you are sitting at. Are you
21
out of 21?
Yeah.
But not any temp because you had temp, but then that went away. I believe,
After
right?
the long rest, I think, yeah.
Yep. Okay. Cool.
And
All
I
right.
have a heroic inspiration,
Yes, you are heroically inspired when you wish to be.
which is a
Or
D6, right?
a bardic inspiration.
A bardic,
Well,
yeah. Oh, yeah, but I marked it with a heroic. But it's
Right.
just a regular old bardic, and that's a D6.
It's a non-heroic inspiration.
Yeah.
It's like-
I'm bardically inspired.
It's a mid inspiration, is what we're saying.
Or 4.
Wilhelm, what do you got? Initiative wise.
18.
18, okay. And Wilhelm, you were at 24 out of 24.
22.
Oh, I'm sorry, but right, which we literally just talked about.
All
Yes. Okay, 22 out of 24. Okay. Mr. Roundclown's 30 out of 30, right?
That's
Alice?
correct.
Is that okay? Wonderful. Okay. So we have talked to everyone about that. Great. All right, Wilhelm, you are first to act. You see this thing. It is swaying back and forth, and you can hear the cracking of the bones as it moves back and forth. It looks astonishingly dry and brittle, but its eyes burn with this reddish light.
Gotcha. How close am I to it?
Well, its neck can extend about 15 feet, so you could be as close as you want to be,
I see.
basically. Yeah.
Then I am going to take a few steps back, so I'm still within that range, so
Okay.
it doesn't strike out.
Okay.
But I'll go a little farther back. I am going to, as a bonus action, use Unsettling Words,
Okay.
and that means I roll a d6, and the next saving throw it makes before start of my next turn, I subtract that from its saving throw.
Lovely. Okay. Before the start of its next turn? Or your next
The
turn?
start of my next
Got it.
turn.
Okay.
And that is going to be 6.
Okay. -6 to its saving throw.
Wow.
Now you just have to give it something with a saving throw.
Yes.
Devastate Bone Dragon Torso. Oh, man. Make a save against... Right. Okay.
And
Good.
speaking of, I will then cast Shatter.
Is that... So the first one is a bonus action then?
Yes.
Yep, I got it. Okay.
And I'll say, my words which cause the sky to break will burst forth in a mighty quake. And then the air shimmers around it.
Okay.
And that is going to be a Constitution saving throw.
What's my
minus-
DC am I looking for?
DC is 13.
13.
Minus 6. It's whatever it rolls.
-6. Well, so I'm going to assume then that a critical miss on its part, leading it to -5, would not be good for
Probably
it.
so.
All right. Shatter. Right. Here we go.
It's going to be 3d8 thunder damage.
700 damage.
That is good. Ooh, that's not bad at all. It's going to be 16 points of thunder damage.
16 points of thunder damage. Okay.
And with that, I will stay at my distance.
Okay. So when you see and like several rib bones, like just literally shatter, and it sort of writhes. And then it rides and looks at you, Wilhelm. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh, okay. That is a 1.
Oh no! So it stares at you, and in your mind, you hear, "Your bones will shatter as mine have." And you are going to take... How much damage did you say you did to it?
16.
That's what you're going to take. You can feel your rib, it doesn't actually shatter because that would do more than that, but yes.
Just mechanically, was that like a legendary action? Or?
No, it was a reaction. It just
Reaction.
has a particular reaction, which I may not be able to... I'm not looking at recharge, no, but that's a good one, though.
We don't have any healing potions or anything, right? We're just like...
I have a spell that I
I know, but it's...
I thought you did have it.
I am a healer too.
So you could see Wilhelm, I assume, kind of like, sort of stagger back. Okay. And again, no one's heard it, like its jaw didn't move, just in your head.
Gotcha.
Okay. Do you want to move anywhere other than down to one knee?
I will stay at that 15-foot distance from him.
All right. Good stuff, Wilhelm. All right, that's going to lead us next to Allie.
Okay.
You are up next.
So Allie is going to, first look at Wilhelm and just sort of like be like, oh no, what happened? And like in your head, you'll hear like, just be careful. I'm going to move in front of him. I don't know which model am I using.
This one?
That one's good? Sure.
Sure.
So I'm just going to actually like step in front here so that if you were 15, I'd be 10 feet.
Perfect.
Okay.
And I am going to hurl. I just like, I'm feeling like all of my anger well up, so it's like, are you okay? And then I go, "Arr!" And beneath my shirt, you hear 6 voices go, "Arr!" as well. And so I am going to gather the powers of chaos around me. I'm going to swirl my fists around and trails of power go around. And I'm just going to go, "Ah!" And 6 little voices go, "Ah!" beneath. And I'm going to hurl a chaos bolt.
Okay.
So
Standing.
this is a
Just
spell
one,
attack.
not 7 total chaos
Well,
bolts, right?
it kind of depends. So like, yeah, it's you shoot different things.
Okay.
And so like, I'll flavor it up in a second.
Yeah, that's
if I
totally
hit.
fine.
But so, yeah, I roll. It is +6 to hit, so that's a 19.
That will definitely hit.
Okay. So, with cast, what you roll 2d8s, and then that tells you what things they are.
Mm-hmm.
If I can find my other d8 here, I got one here.
Let me know if you need one.
I like that at your yell, by the way. My other cat here, eyes just opened, and then that's a fine.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, that's...
Okay, phew.
Okay, so 5 and a 1. So that is cold damage and lightning damage.
Okay.
It takes 6 points total, 1 point. Oh, I'm so sorry. Acid damage and lightning damage.
Ah, okay. How much total?
So total 6.
Okay, total of 6 damage.
Do you get an extra d6 with that one or no?
No, if I cast it at 2nd level, it would get a d6.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So it's let me just make sure. Oh no, I'm so sorry. You're totally right. It does get just like a 1d6.
it seemed a little late. Yeah.
Oh, and a 6. Okay.
Well.
So 12. Okay.
All right. Okay. So yes.
Thank you.
So its eyes. Now this time it does not do the and you take it, but you do. Every time you notice this and you feel this too, there is this presence in your mind, and what you hear is, "You are not a dragon yet, little worm."
And I'm gonna use my telepathy
Yeah.
back to see like, keep talking, has been.
You were great when you were. Yeah, that's funny. Are you moving anywhere other than where you?
No, I position myself in front.
You're gonna stay there? Okay.
And I'll stay there.
Okay.
How much damage did you do?
I did 16.
16. Because you already hit this thing.
Pretty hard.
Or 28.
28. I was gonna say. Right. Where was I? Yes. So that was okay. Good stuff. Next up is Elder. Oh, sorry. Before I do this, Mog, what's your dexterity?
Dexterity 17.
Okay, that's what I thought. Just checking. Okay. Next up is Elder Hanu.
Okay. The elder, holding his staff to his side, steps back and kind of looks at the whole battlefield and says, brace yourselves. and he's going to, aside from that, plant his staff in the ground. And as he does, rising out from the sand is a totem. So this is my druid subclass is the Circle of the Shepherd, which says as a bonus action, this isn't a spell, this is just a feature. You can magically summon a spirit totem to a point you can see within 60 feet. It lasts for 1 minute, and it creates an aura that has a 30-foot radius around it. So I'm going to try to get this so that essentially we're all somewhere within that 30-foot radius.
Okay.
And I will choose the Spirit of the Unicorn, although I'd like to flavor it to be that the spirit that rises out is a turtle with a horn rather than a horse with a horn.
Yes,
A turtle corn, if you will.
A turticorn.
Uniturd.
Yes.
Uniturt.
A uniturt.
Uniturt.
Yeah,
the
a uniturt.
The horn's right in the middle of the shell, right? Like, no, just kidding.
Yeah, that's starting to look like something out of Mario, like a
Right,
spike
Yeah,
shell or
exactly,
something.
exactly. Not a spike.
So I summon a uniturt, and it for the minute that this totem spirit is around, it lends its protection to those nearby. You and your allies have advantage on ability checks to detect creatures, which is neither here nor there, but importantly, yeah, you can detect the dragon. There's a dragon in front of us. The turtle turns and is like, there's a dragon there. And in addition, if I cast a spell with a spell slot that restores hit points to any creature inside or outside the aura, each creature of my choice within the aura also regains a small amount of HP as well. So if I heal one person, everyone gains a little bit of health.
Okay.
That's my bonus action, and for my action, that's also a bonus action. I'm in this strange, rare scenario where a lot of the things I want to do are bonus actions.
Yeah.
Shillelagh's a bonus action, Totem's a bonus action, Healing Swords. So, I think I'm going to cast Fairy Fire as an action on the dragon. So it needs to make a Dexterity save.
That
DC
minus
30.
6 only works with the first saving throw, right?
Just for, yeah.
The first one, okay. All right, what's, so yeah, it's,
Dexterity save, DC 13.
DC 13. Yeah. Nope, that one it makes, actually.
Okay.
Fairly easily.
All right, so there's no effect as the falling, glittering lights fall into the sand, and that's my action and bonus. I'm going to move up to try to tank a little bit. So the Elder's gonna move his 30 feet and try to just position himself right in front of the dragon, holding his staff protectively in front of the students.
Now, so I just want to be clear. So we had Wilhelm, right? So then Ali walks in front. So I'm not hello. Like, so clearly, Mog, on your turn, I assume you're leaping in front of the whole line. No, just kidding. You were up there.
So I had been right in the dragon's face, but then
Everyone in the world got in front of
Mr.
you.
Round Clown was in front of me. Now I'm sort of behind. I'm gonna use my action. If this is, I don't know if this is a good idea. It seems like a waste, but I'm gonna draw out that feather that we were given and say, that guy hurt everybody else. What if they hurt the dragon? What if we should just talk to the dragon? Can we just talk to the dragon? We don't want to hurt you. We're just passing through. I'm gonna try it.
Okay. Would you say trying to persuade it?
Yeah, like every time anytime we've been attacked, other than with that snow guy, it's just like, it's because somebody else has hurt the realm and they're responding aggressively because they're damaged or injured. And I know not all dragons, right? But we don't know. We don't know if this was a metallic dragon or like a dragon, bad dragon. We don't know if it was harmed, if it was placed there. So I just, on the off chance that it's not just an aggressive, evil, undead thing, which it probably is, I'm gonna try to convince it. But like, look, we're just passing through. We have the blessing of all the other realms.
You hold up all their items. Okay. So I'll let you do this, but my letting you make a persuasion check does not mean it could work if it's high enough. I'm not saying that, but I will let you try it. Okay. But,
yeah, I mean, I think my character is trying to be wise, like Elder Hanu.
Totally.
Even though she just saw Elder Hanu like put up a spirit guardian and move in front to tank and so I'm just trying to I think
Totally.
we care.
Totally. So go ahead and make a persuasion check, and that'll be your action, by the way.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay.
Which is why I thought it was maybe a waste. So persuasion is where do I look under skills?
Yes.
I don't know why yours is set up differently.
It's +2. No, 6 + 2 is 8. It doesn't work. Never mind. Bonus action. I'm gonna shift into my hyena form.
Okay. You're like, never mind. Boring conversation anyway. Look, we have company. All right. Okay. So next to go before Mr. Round Clown, I'm afraid, is the dragon. So the creature rises up, and it stares at. Let me see. I think I'm going to have it stare at Mr. Round Clown. It sort of looks and its eyes widen, and then you see Mr. Round Clown just pivot. Now, Mr. Round Clown does not attack. He does not lose control of anything. He just pivots. I would like you, as the controller of Round Clown, to roll a 1d4, please.
Oh, 1d4.
And to be clear, 1, 2, 3. Ahana is 4.
I'm 2.
2.
2. 1, 2. Mog is 2. So Mr. Round Clown goes, and then the dragon and attacks you. And Round Clown is completely back in control. It just literally was something that it did.
Rude.
Okay, let's see. It's going to attack twice. The first one is a 12. The second one is a 24. To hit your AC.
So the 12 misses, right?
Where's my AC? 14. I'm 14.
Okay, so the first one misses, the second one hits then.
Gotcha.
All right.
That's a lot of dice, man.
That's
a
going
lot
to be
of dice.
Let's see. That is going to be 8 piercing damage and 12 poison damage as you feel this poison. Now, I want to describe, Mog, this poison that cuts through you, which I think leaves you with
Hold on.
One?
Sorry, I'm just...
1 hit point.
1 hit point.
Sorry.
Unless you have resistance to poison, but I don't think so.
No, I've done the wrong thing, so I don't know how to.
That's fine.
Backs out of
Just
this.
do it on
Anyway,
paper.
It's all good.
I have 1 hit point left.
1 hit point, and the feeling of the poison, it is as if you feel grains of sand through your veins, just grittily, up and down. I need you, Mog, to make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Save. Well, saving Constitution +1. Oh God! All right. 7.
That is not enough. So what happens is, as you are moving around in your hyena form, as this grit comes through you, you feel yourself stiffening. And what you all see is Mog, and then is covered in sand. It is as if Mog has been turned into a sandstone statue mid-swipe.
Yikes.
Oh, but with shifting, I did get 4 temporary hit points, so I'm actually at 5.
Okay.
So that's good, but I'm still turning into sand. Yeah.
So you're just like this.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good part about that fourth time.
Is she able to make any noise with her voice like she just acted?
On her turn, I'll allow her to see if she can. She definitely has all her thoughts and her faculties. Like, she doesn't freeze or anything internally.
Okay.
Externally, though,
I'm trying to figure out how much we would
hard
perceive.
candy shell of sand. So
Yeah.
it seems. Okay. And the result of this, by the way, is that you are incapacitated at the moment, Mog. Although you are I never remember whether it's incapacitated or restrained. Anyway, the point is you cannot take any actions, but you can, move normally and you can think normally is my point. Whether you can make sound, we'll talk about that on your turn. There may or may not be a saving throw available to you on your turn. We shall see.
Incapacitated.
So the creature then, I conveniently have a screen.
I can't.
Yeah,
speak
can't take
and
actions or reactions.
Yeah, and I
this is
can't
right.
speak, and I have no concentration, and I'm surprised.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Okay, but you're aware of the world, just in sand. Okay, so the creature, and that leads us to Mr. Roundclown.
Okay, so Mr. Roundclown is going to use his taunt feature.
Okay.
He in a prestidigitation voice that's coming actually from Allie says, "Farewell, foul dragon, die alone. we'll see who has the bigger bone. And is now going
Take
to...
-5 target. Just kidding.
So it's a DC 15 Wisdom. Otherwise, the creature has disadvantage to attack anyone other than Mr. Roundcloud.
You say DC what?
15.
No, it seems very upset with Mr. Roundcloud.
Okay.
So, okay.
And Mr. Roundcloud, it's got its fan hands, and it just like forms them together, so it looks like it's flipping
Yes,
it off.
flipping it off. Yeah, it seems very disturbed. Are you moving Mr. Roundcloud anywhere other than?
That was his action.
Well, he's immune to psychic and poison. I don't know if that affects anything. Okay.
Not so far.
Okay.
He hasn't been attacked.
If he
yet,
gets hit, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so right now, that is all that he's trying to get in front of Elder Hanu.
Join the club. This
So,
conga line. Of
he's basically, but he doesn't actually want to form a line. He's just to his 5 feet to his left.
Do you? Is he that taunt lasts only until his next turn?
End of next turn.
Got it. Okay. All right. That brings us back up to the top of the round, and that's going to bring us to Wilhelm, whose bones have felt better.
Yes. I'm going to start with Vicious Mockery.
Okay.
And I'm going to say, in verse I weave a spell of disdain, leaving you broken in ego and pain.
Ooh, nice.
And I am going
In verse I
to
weave.
need a Wisdom saving throw, DC 13.
Boy, spectacular on these saving throws, by which I mean not at all. Okay, so he failed that.
Awesome. Takes 1d4 psychic damage, if he takes psychic damage. 4.
Good.
Okay.
And the next attack roll it makes for the end of its next turn has disadvantage. And then I am also going to say... to mend the wound you've incurred, listen here to my healing word. And I'm going to heal myself.
Nice.
Good job.
And then you say, "Yeah, I heard you." That worked.
I like this putting the dragon. Listen here, my healing word. All right.
And that's gonna...
And that word is by John Cena. All right, 5 you said?
Yes.
All right, so we're looking at 11. Where you were down to 6, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I'm also going to run over to Mog and start trying to get the sand off.
Okay. All right. So are you trying to like wipe down
I'm gonna
or like?
wipe down. I'm gonna shake her and say, "Remember, you have my inspiration." And then,
When you try to wipe down,
Mhm.
you feel intense pain. Take a point of damage.
Okay.
oh, you're still up.
You could probably make take the point first, and then I'll tell you what you can do.
Yeah. I'm internally going, that doesn't mean he can hear it, but in my head.
I'm going to let you make a performance check. Let's see whether the famous projection skills learned by Mog have come to the fore here.
9 plus, let's see, do I have any performance and skills? 0.
So
That's 9.
I will let you make.
Oh, plus a d6.
Mhm.
Roll a d6. It's one of these guys, right? Plus 5. 14?
14. Yeah, you hear, when you do that, you hear, first of all, it's like the grit of sandpaper, right? And as you're doing it, you hear whatever it sounds like pain.
Gotcha. I'm going to take my hands off.
Okay.
But because of my temporary hit points, I still have 4. I'm not at 1. Or 0.
Right, 3 temp, 1 regular, right? Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, good stuff, Wilhelm. That leads us to Allie, and Elder Hanu is on deck.
Okay.
Situation not great.
Not great.
Snafu.
There's nothing that it has that's giving it disadvantage or minuses on saving throws right now, I think. So, I'm gonna do a Chaos Bolt again, this time at 2nd level.
Okay.
So, kissing the 20 here to make it happen.
Put a little tongue in it.
Is that cocked? I would say that's like right there. I'm gonna reroll. Okay. Try again. God damn it. Just nervous. Okay, 7 to 6 is 13.
No.
Okay, so the Chaos Bolt goes
It like kind of goes through its ribs.
flying away. As a bonus action, is it right time to do this? Yeah, as a bonus action, I'm going to go ahead and convert 2 sorcery points into a second level spell.
Okay. Alrighty.
And it could be like, fuck!
Moving wise, you're staying in the same place?
Staying the same.
Did you step in front of whoever the hell was in front of you recently?
No. I was
Okay,
just like
staying
shooting
around.
around.
That's fine.
Trying the Chaos Bolt then.
Okay, that is going to lead us next to Elder Hanu. Mog will be on deck after that. Elder, things look a little dire.
Yeah, the elder is going to look over to Mog, and he's going to say, "Stay alive," and that's his version of healing word.
Stay alive.
Doesn't have the beautiful rhyming scheme that Wilhelm has. So I will roll that healing just as a first level. Okay, so Mog, you heal 6 points of healing, and everyone else heals 3
Oh, what?
if you are damaged.
Yeah, I'm not damaged, yes.
Okay, so that puts Wilhelm to 14. That puts Mog to 7 regular and still has the 3 temp.
Well, technically the temp would all have gone away first.
Okay.
Oh, no, but...
No, the temp
Yeah.
the temp came after the that's
right.
true. That's true actually.
Yeah.
So
So I had
and
shifted.
you should have had so what you should have had is 4 regular because the temp would have been used up
So
completely.
I was at 4 regular.
Yep.
And now you'll be at 10 regular.
Now you're at 10 regular, yeah. And the
Yep.
temps are gone. Okay, yeah.
And then for my action, I will... Again, I have so many bonus actions I want to do, but I can't... I can only do 1 per turn. I'm gonna move forward and just try to whack the dragon. I haven't activated Shillelagh yet, but I'm gonna still give it a shot.
Okay.
So it's really not gonna go well. Here we go.
Whack-a-drag.
Okay, yeah, that's a 13 to hit, which we've established is not enough.
Yep, that is a miss, I'm afraid.
As he's holding his staff and he's like, "Oh, come on!" And he's kind of like the staff is not growing the thorns and sort of the blood red aspect on the staff yet, so he whacks it against the dragon to try to get it to work.
Do you get
He's like,
advantage
"Oh."
on that from flanking or anything?
We're not...
I
Definitely
don't
not
believe
flanking.
so.
You're
Yeah.
flanking each other, if
Yeah.
anything.
Oh, okay, right,
Yeah.
gotcha.
That's my turn.
Okay, that is going to lead us to Mog. Now, Mog, your turn consists of being a sandstone statue, but at the end of it, you can make another saving throw, a Constitution saving throw, to see if you can break free of this effect.
Constitution. So after I make a terrible noise, saving throw. Constitution is +1. Oh, what should I use that I haven't used before? I don't even want to look. Drop. What's this one? 16 + 1 is 17.
17. So you feel the sand sort of flake away from your body, and you kind of like move. You still look maybe a little sand-colored, but you are now back to your normal movements. End of your turn, so you can't do anything.
Sure.
now.
No,
You're
I
back to
understood.
that
Thank
state
you.
now. Yeah. Okay, which now means it's the dragon's turn.
Yes.
So the dragon this time
No.
is going to...
Isn't it taunted by Mr. Roundclown?
That's right.
Okay.
So it is. That's right. So right. it was going to be attacking Mr. Roundclown because it is not pleased. So it will attack the fan-fingered creature.
And it has disadvantage because of vicious mockery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'd say a 6 is better than a 19 for you. So that first one is going to miss, I assume. I don't think it hits a 6, right? Okay. And the second. Well, only the first attack though. Is it
I believe
disadvantage for every
so.
attack?
Well, this isn't for his taunt. This is for the other thing. So, like, it doesn't get disadvantage because of the taunt, but it's because of the vicious mockery that it had.
Oh, that's right. So that does affect the first attack, but it won't affect this attack because it attacks twice. So the second attack is going to be a 23.
That hits.
Sorry, 22. Still hits.
Still, barely.
Just barely annihilates the armor class. Okay. Now, the good news, though, for Mr. Roundclown is that some of this damage, of course, is poison, and it is immune to poison. So instead, it is going to take 6 points of piercing damage.
Okay, noted.
All right.
That puts it at 24.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Such a good clown.
All right. That's going to lead us to, that was Monk, that was that. That brings us back up to the top with Wilhelm and Allie on deck.
Mr. Round Clown gets to attack back, bro.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Mr. Round Clown.
I thought it was okay to be just immune. You're
Yeah,
right, sorry.
Mr. Round Cloud is now vicariously via Allie completely pissed off. So it does this full like Salome dance of the seven veils, where it's just swirling around, exposing, covering itself, and then goes and tries to just like cut it. So
Okay.
Gonna cut a dragon?
just trying to make a fan slash attack here. It's 20,
Yep.
dirty 20.
Yep.
So this is 1d8 to roll plus 4. It's 9 points of damage.
Okay.
Slashing.
Slashing, okay. Yep. All right. Definitely you can see some flakes of bone. You have definitely gotten its attention. Okay. Good stuff out of Mr. Roundcloud.
Yeah.
I assume Mr. Roundcloud is staying in the same
Oh yeah,
spot.
Mr. Roundcloud is just right there.
Yeah.
You know, going, what you got?
Fan. Okay. Right. Now we go up to Allie. Wilhelm and then Allie on deck.
Alright. I am going to stay exactly where I am, and I am going to say... Cacophonous whispers from my spell push into your mind and your psyche quell. And I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers.
Dissonant whispers.
And that is...
I think that was a Wham song.
There it is.
Wisdom saving throw DC 13.
Okay. Been famously doing great on these wisdom saving throws. Oh, hey! Finally comes through. Let's see.
Famously
That's an 18.
doing great on these wisdom saving throws.
I'm never going to dance again. Right.
Guilty ribs.
Guilty of ribs.
Yep, that is it.
Okay.
That is my turn.
All right. It looks displeased. Okay.
Oh, I do half damage.
No,
Sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, but that...
Oh, okay. And Bardic Inspiration, maybe?
Could, yes. I don't know. Are we going to be able to rest after this?
I don't know.
I mean, it's
yeah, it's up to you.
My brand.
Possibly.
My brand?
Yeah, let me
My
do...
brand.
My friend. Oh, they were like, my brand.
My brand.
My brand.
My brand is dragon.
My brand
Brand.
is dragons.
I do half of 5, which is 2.
Okay.
Points of psychic damage. And... yeah, let's do it. I am going to say... for our sake, may your confidence break. And I am going to cast, or use, Unsettling Words. And from its next saving throw, which will come from one of you, subtract 1.
Okay. Not nothing. Not nothing.
Wait, so say that again? So what? The
Next saving throw that it takes, subtract 1.
subtract 1. Got it.
Yes.
Okay. Lovely.
And that is my turn.
All right. Great. That brings us to Allie with Elder Hanu on deck.
Okay. So seeing that you did that, Allie is going to be like, okay, thanks, man. And then moves in front of you and out of the view of Elder Hanu, so that she can just quickly like lift her muumuu quickly, and from all the dragons that are on her person, a wild spray of cards. Like imagine 6 jokers start just like whipping cards out, and they just start going, ah! And just this machine gun flail of this, and then immediately goes to cover herself out.
Gambit attack.
Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. Like Gambit, but make it Tiamat.
Tiamat.
So this
Mixing
is
AU.
yeah. So
Gambit mat.
it's a DC 14. Dex saving throw.
Dex saving throw.
DC 14.
-1.
-1.
That's right. 17. That is. You said how much? What's
The DC's 14.
Yeah, it's 16.
Rats
a
and
minus
tests.
1.
Okay, so it's still half damage though.
Okay.
So it's 2d10.
2d10 is pretty good. Yeah, it's not nothing.
There we go. 7 points of damage.
Okay. Yeah, it's starting to look a a little broken apart.
Half of 7 or
definitely
7?
both
Oh,
ways.
I rolled 7. So
Oh, you
3.
rolled 7. Oh, okay.
Damn it.
Still,
Thank
I'm
you.
taking
Sorry.
a little
No, that's sorry. That's,
Sorry, not sorry.
I said 7, but yeah, I didn't autocorrect the actual damage. So.
Okay, are you moving anywhere, Ellie?
I'm going to position myself again in front of all.
Okay. Eventually, you're all going to be like this next to the dragon because you're all getting in front.
Right.
Okay, right. Next up is Elder Hanu with Mog on deck.
Okay. The Elder is going to cast Shillelagh. So, holding his staff in front of the dragon as sand is whipping around him. You see his claws tense, and the staff grows thorns and spikes and old, faded blood marks on it from a time of an adventuring past become fresh and new as he swings. And I will pray to the dice gods. These dice gods, let me roll well. Thank you. Okay, that's good. That is a 13 plus 5 for 18
Yep,
to hit.
that will hit.
Okay, great.
Excellent.
All right. And yes. Okay, 10 points of bludgeoning damage. Magical bludgeoning.
Okay, magical bludgeoning.
Magical bludgeoning, because
All right,
it does
you
matter.
smack
sometimes.
it like bits of bone fly everywhere. It's starting to look pretty, messed
Great.
up.
That's my bonus and action.
Okay,
Good
good
attack.
stuff. I'm assuming you're staying where you are, movement-wise.
Yes.
Okay, that leads us to Mog. Then Mog, your turn is your own again.
As my body kind of comes back under my control and the sand is sloughing off, I start like cackling, like in my hyena form, and then I go, ah! And then like a witch bolt just like out of my mouth, in the direction of the dragon, just almost like in a hysterical reaction.
Woo!
Okay,
I love it.
yeah,
Terrifying.
absolutely.
So it's plus 5 for a spell attack.
Mog needs a hug.
12. No, misses. And I'm so mad that I miss that I run up as a bonus action and just bite one of its bones. We'll see how that goes. It's probably,
Bite attack is awesome.
a bonus bite attack when I'm in this form. So actions for the bite attack.
It's just your attack. Whatever.
It's an like an unarmed attack.
Yeah, so you just have your strength.
Oh, for my strength? I don't know what that is. Plus 1. Okay. 10 plus 1, so I miss it. But
Sorry.
I'm just going at it.
You're,
Probably like gnawing.
you're still, gnawing on it, but it's like not.
So that's what's happening.
The body being whipped around.
Yeah, I'm just mad. I'm in my maddened hyena state.
Well, so it is definitely not, since it's not taunted anymore, this is a very easy choice for it. It is going to go after the thing that is madly gnawing on its body. So it is going to attempt to attack you, Mog.
It's gonna win.
Yeah, I was tempted to give it advantage since you were holding on, but I will not. Let's see, we are looking at a 15.
I'm 14.
Okay, and then the other one was a 10. So the 15 will hit, and it literally just, bites down on you.
10. I'm gonna die. It's all right.
I'm gonna do on the one that hit. I'll do silvery barbs.
That's what I was going to
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
All right, so silvery barbs, which gives.
It makes you re-roll, and then I give somebody advantage.
That's right. 19.
Oh.
Oh.
But the advantage is always a good thing.
Yeah, who
My
are you
Eberron
giving
campaign,
advantage
One
to?
of my characters uses, one of my players love silver barbs.
Yeah.
So I should know. Okay.
Who are you giving the advantage to?
I'm gonna
Carlos?
give it to Mr. Round Clown for the next attack.
Cool.
Okay.
I'm dead, guys. I'm a dead hyena. I'm a pelt.
Yeah, that is 14 piercing and 13 poison.
That's
That is
27.
27 points. Yes.
Damage. Death saves.
Yeah, so you are currently at negative 16. So
Not negative 21 though. So it wasn't
No, that's right, that's right. And so Mog, it just bites you and then smashes your body into the ground and lies motionless.
I may not be at the live show, guys. I'm in the audience front row.
Okay. But as I say, it looks very messed up itself. Not as messed up as Mog at the moment, though. So, Mr. Round Clown, you are, it is in front of a messed up dragon and an even more messed up Mog.
Mr. Round Clown is just, no taunt, no nothing.
Yeah.
Just goes in swinging.
Yep.
God damn it. Come, give me the 20. Where are you?
Do you want to roll on my tray?
No, I'm going to roll right here. And I got a 2,
No,
but
no.
it's advantage.
Advantage, right.
Okay, so 12 plus 6 is 18.
We'll hit.
Okay, so hits. God damn it. 2 plus 4, 6 damage.
6 damage. Okay, it is extremely messed up. It looks like a stiff breeze could blow it over, but it is not quite dead.
Okay.
Not dead yet. It's only a flesh wound. A bone wound.
A bone wound, yeah. Okay, it's obviously staying where he is,
Yeah.
Mr. Roundclown. Okay, so that brings us up to... Double check my... Not that I'm looking for a recharge or anything. Wilhelm.
Alright. I am first going to turn towards Mog, and I am going to say, listen here to my voice in tune and feel its power to seal your wound. And I'm going to cast Healing Word.
Okay.
Thank you.
4.
Nice.
4. So that starts from
sorry.
0. So that starts from 0, remember, at that point. So
Yeah,
you have 4 hit points, and you didn't have to do a death save, so... that's
Oh,
good.
6 hit points, sorry.
That's okay, so same. So you're up to
3 plus
6
3.
then, because you always, on a heal, you start
Yeah,
from
you
0.
start at 0.
Thank
And
you.
then
Wow, helpful.
I am going to run at the dragon,
Okay.
and I'm going to attack it with my rapier.
Okay.
I think if I die, my thing fades.
Yeah,
My-
you would return to your normal, not shifted form.
Get this cocked. That is a 9 plus 5 for 14.
Not enough,
Alright.
Dang.
unfortunately.
So I'll make that strike and then I will back off again.
Okay. That leads us to Allie.
Allie would like to rage.
Okay.
She's not a barbarian. She just wants
Just like
to.
to do it.
She's just raging.
Okay. You could do that. You could like to rage as a free action. Like,
So
that's- yeah.
at this point, she's just going to take her moo and go and rip it down the middle and go and
Okay.
just like another spray of cards here.
Okay.
DC 14 dex.
Right.
A barbarian sorcerer.
Wow.
That'd be cool.
21. It has not had trouble with the dex saving throws.
Yeah.
Wisdom are the problem.
But it's still at least half damage here.
Yep.
So I'm hoping this will be enough.
Yeah, that may be enough anyway.
12, so 6 points of damage.
Yeah, so those cards slice through, and as it does one of its like flails, as if you were watching sort of a house of cards fall, and the bones just smash, blang, 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 blang to the ground, and the last hit is the skull of the thing. And the skull sort of tilts among these ruined pieces of bone, and the eyes fade a little, but are still glowing. That said, it is not moving. It is functionally destroyed as an enemy, but it has still got something in the eyes.
Yeah.
And I'm going to pull us out of combat, but as you're all sort of like, kind of recovering from this, this time you all hear in your heads this sound of amusing but pointless. The one you follow has already escaped you. You will not find that creature. It has already done the destruction that it sought. Nothing can stop it now. And you can see it's sort of the eyes wavering, and then you have destroyed a dead thing. So you will learn what it is to be a dead thing. And then the light fades, and the skull settles, and then there is a crack, and falling out of one of the eye sockets, actually falling out of both eye sockets, are these two small red gems that just hit the sand. And when they hit the sand, you hear like they're still hot.
Cursed objects.
Elder Hanu, while you still have your totem up, help Allie. And I go over to Allie saying, "Are you okay, baby?"
And I'll just get up and I'll take one of the rib bones and then start hitting the skull of the dragon.
Smack, smack, smack,
Boom,
smack.
She's
boom,
okay,
boom.
but heal her anyway.
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing. Elders is going to cast Healing Word one more time.
Okay.
And that will heal Mog for another 6, and anyone else who's injured for another 3.
Thank you. I'm up to 12. Woo, doggy.
The Elder
12,
goes up and
17.
grabs the two.
Yes, 17.
Grabs the 2 gems, and then looks out at everyone and says, "Well, that's unfortunate if this was the guardian of this place. But I would guess these are the key to the next."
Maybe. Or they'll turn on us or something.
Yeah, why was he picking on us if the other guy's doing the destroying? I don't understand these things.
It's probably like that snow guy. It's like brainless, stupid dead things. Just start
Little
like,
bits of bone come up.
just like chewing on it.
How heavy is that skull?
The whole skull? I mean, 100 pounds probably. You'd have to, like, it's the size of probably, like, from my cat, like, past the tables.
Okay.
It's pretty big.
I'm gonna have Mr. Round Clown, who is an 18 strength,
Okay.
just sort of like put it on his shoulders.
Okay. Be aware, like, extraordinarily bulky and not easy to move around. So I'm not an encumbrance person,
like
but I am gonna
Putting a helmet the size of a car on your
Yeah.
I
head.
mean, you can always pass to the side, but for right now,
Okay.
it's gonna take basically this VW bug size head.
You're all
Oh
knocked
my
over by the
God.
skull as Mr. Round rotates. Yeah. No,
It's like
fine.
it looks great.
Yeah.
Save me a tooth. I want a tooth.
Take it, darling. Here.
I'm gonna shove it in my very stuffed backpack with full of stolen goods from the wizard's tower. Ugh. I hate this thing. I hate being dead. Now I'm an undead dragon.
I mean, that's kind of hot.
Not
like it?
really.
Yeah.
Alright. That's what I'll be for next Halloween. I'm just like straightening my hat. I'm just like
Yeah.
patting myself. Oh my god, I'm so dirty. I'm filthy and I'm undead and I'm a dragon and I just don't know myself anymore.
Being a dragon's great.
And you help me and you help me. And if it weren't for everybody here, I wouldn't be here. And I hate dragons, except you. I love you. Maybe I don't hate all dragons.
Not all dragons.
Not all dragons. And then I sit
give
there
you
like
big
sad and
hug.
like
He's like, oh, let it out.
I
baby."
cry until my face is like a mud mask.
Aw. I'm just patting.
Elder Honu just kind of scratches his head and says, "I'll start looking for the next portal." And
Be
he's
careful
going,
of those eyes, Teach. Be careful of
Oh,
them.
did you pick that up?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because there was
Yeah.
another object, wasn't there, that was like
that was like
chatty.
talking to us.
Yeah, that orb, that
Mhm.
the snow orb, and chatty and bad.
Yeah, chatty and bad.
Chatty in bed.
Yeah, Elder will look for the way out of this place.
Can you give an example? Oh, I don't think you're in the roll 20?
I tried to. I'll try to open it up again, but I'm gonna look for. Usually, it's some sort of like pool of water or basin of some sort or a sphere or
we
something.
see
He's
one,
gonna
right?
look for the
It's
same
dry
kind
as
of
dust, he
location.
said, I think.
Yeah, Rule 20 isn't loading for me either way. So
Okay. All right. I was going to say, there's the link.
yeah, it's just a spinning beach ball of death for that one. I don't know why the webpage doesn't
Okay.
load.
Well, I'm zooming this up
That
so
cat
that
is killing me.
chat can see it.
So cute.
Yeah, incredibly frightened of everyone, as you can see.
I mean, he's twisted up. He's twisted up and asleep upside down with like all of his legs twisted and just like
That's like how Mog was. It was like just like
he's
too
he's
soon.
cosplaying me.
Mobius cat.
Best cat.
Mobius.
cat.
Where are you looking? Well, so Zach, so I don't know. Maybe you don't remember then what everything looks like.
We could hold this thing up to
I
him.
can't share my screen. Yeah, let me do
Can
that.
you can take a screenshot.
Yeah, I could do that. The problem is I can't share it though. I guess that's true. I could do the screenshot.
Okay. So
The
Elder
battle
would
that you had took place here.
Yeah.
So
The Elder would start with he would look at Wilhelm and say, "Maybe check the fountain here," and points at the exact center of the map.
Sure.
And then the Elder himself is heading towards that big sphere on the north side.
okay. All right. Let's start with Wilhelm. What do you when you're looking at that fountain?
Should
what
I take one
what
of the
used to be
red-
a fountain?
I take one of the red rocks and you take the other?
Yeah, sure.
Sure. So I'll take one. And you said it was dry.
Yes.
Alright. I'm still going to try and place it in there.
Okay. When you pick it up, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Do I need to have done so?
Yes, I'll talk about that in a minute.
I tried to warn you.
Hey. 17.
Okay, it's the heat that's the issue. It's not like it's just like So you managed it's like a hot coal, but you managed to get it to the fountain, and when you put it on the top of it, it sort of settles in. Now it doesn't start glowing and producing water, but it just stops there.
Sure.
I need you, Elder Hana, to make that same Constitution saving throw, and I'll come back to what happens with the.
I got it was almost a nat 1, but then at the last minute, cocked over to a 22.
Okay.
Whoa.
So same thing, no damage. Just you're like, yeah. And as you're doing that, kind of stumbling forward, what are you going to do with it? Because it is sort of you're kind of hitting it from hand to hand or whatever. So
When we have passed through each of these realms, it's kind of been at that north part usually, I think, or maybe that's where we've entered from. And there's that big. Is there a big sphere in front of me?
There is, yes. Well, it's not. There is a spot. Yes, there is a sphere, but it's sort of black with these swirls through it. But it's like almost like an obsidian stone. It's not doing anything. It's just sitting kind of inert on top of this curved altar. It looks like.
Okay. Elder's gonna bring the stone close to the sphere and see if it reacts at all, or see if there's like a socket or something.
It does. When you bring it close to the stone, the swirls begin to move. Like as you bring it closer, although you're juggling it, but as you move it closer, the swirls begin to move within the stone, and simultaneously, the stone in the fountain begins to go like this, like sort of almost. It's going horizontal while yours is going vertical. X and Y axis. If you will.
Allie, what's happening out there?
Oh,
Okay.
It looks like they're figuring it out, darling.
Oh, should I get up?
Yeah, when you're ready.
I'm ready. I got my tooth.
So you'd have to put, but I mean, right now you're just juggling in front of it there, Eldorado. So
Yeah, the Elder's gonna call back to Wilhelm and say, "Something's reacting over here. Would you bring the other piece?"
Yes. I'll pick it up with a cloth or something this time.
when you pick it up, the swirls stop in the black stone.
Oh.
I think
I'll put it back again.
It starts swirling again.
we need both.
All right. The Elder will go back to the fountain with Wilhelm and place his stone in the fountain as well.
The swirls stop.
All right. There's some interaction between having one here and one there.
Hey, Teach, I'm gonna go to the doorway and see if I can find like a little niche or something where the eyeball can fit. I'm gonna go explore.
Okay, I'll take an investigation check when you get there.
If there's runage as well that we can see.
Does not look well. I'll have you make an investigation check. It doesn't look like it.
Sure.
But go ahead and make an investigation for me too, please.
Plus 5. 17.
Okay. I'll come back to that in a second. 8. You think it's possible, Wilhelm, there might have been runes on this thing, but it's long since been blasted by wind and sand. For you, there is, in fact, you find covered in sand. You actually have to brush some of the sand away.
I hate sand right now.
Underneath it, yeah, it's
Everything's
hard
so dirty.
and it gets everywhere. And you don't like sand. At the bottom of it, there is a little open hole that you clear the sand away from. That looks like it's big enough. That's literally at the center of that curve.
Teach, I found an eyeball hole.
Oh, well done.
Thanks.
And he'll walk over and take his stone and try to put it in.
Okay, juggling, I assume.
did nothing.
You're gonna have a little bit of. I'm gonna have you make a simple dexterity check because it is a little hard when you're juggling it. So I'll have you. It's not.
Can I try to use something from my inventory to help me carry it instead of doing that?
You could do that.
I could mage hand
Wilhelm
it for
picked
you.
up his with cloth. So
I could mage hand it for you, Teach.
Yeah, why don't we do that? When you say that, the Elder will kind of like, he'll try to hold it out for you, but eventually it gets too hot and he just kind of tosses it and hopes you can catch it in the air.
Yeah, I'll cast mage hand and then float
you
it
pick
over.
up. I was gonna say you miss it, it goes buries in the sand.
No!
Okay, so you-
Another
mage-
dragon comes up.
Exactly. You mage hand it over, and then you're just putting it in the thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about before I drop it, everybody get near the door, just in case?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Round climb also.
Round climb also. Okay. So when you do that, yeah, the swirls And the fountain itself, instead of water coming from the stone, it's sand that sort of flows down the stone as if you're looking at a fountain of sand. And the swirling of this portal does this, and you see this red glow emanating from what is clearly now a not solid doorway of some sort.
Do we go in? Is it trapped? Are we gonna die
I don't like this one.
again?
Yeah. I'm gonna put just my hand close to the door and see if I feel any heat coming off of it.
You do not.
Doesn't feel hot, everybody.
Elder is going to use, as he's done before, one of his wild shapes to summon a familiar instead. And this time he'll summon a little desert lizard in his hand, and just sort of let it perch on his shoulder. And then he'll turn to the party and say, "Well, there's only one way forward, I can see."
Okay. I'm gonna take hold of your shell.
Yeah.
And then
I'm
hold
gonna-
your hand.
I'm gonna hold your hand, but I'm gonna send Round Clown
Come on,
through
Wilhelm.
first,
Okay.
and I'll follow immediately after.
Okay. So Round Clown, the two of you, Wilhelm behind
I'll go that.
them, and then Hana, you're bringing up the rear.
I suppose so, yeah.
Okay. So when you go through, there is a moment this red glow gets brighter and brighter and brighter red, and then surrounds you, so it feels as if you're just walking through red. And then there is this vroom, and you suddenly find yourself in a place of dead silence. There is no wind, there is no sound of any kind. But you are now
Oh no.
sitting here. So
Hold that up for Zach.
I will do that. Yeah. Oh, actually, that's a good
Yeah,
call.
I got the.
I was going
roll
to switch
20
it
to
over.
work,
Oh, you
actually.
do have roll 20 to work? Okay.
Yeah, I got it. To work.
So this time I don't have to make anyone duck because guess what? It's the final map here. Okay.
Oh.
Right.
Oh.
Okay. And let me get rid of that grid.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Right. Okay. So absolute silence reigns, and it is just the five of you all plus Mr. Roundclown, standing facing this glowing. Yeah, I don't blame you, Ganesh. This is scary. A glowing red sort of sphere. Now you entered not actually from the sphere. You entered from what, or at least it felt like you stepped out basically here. In front of you, so there's this glowing red, and you can see glowing red runes everywhere. And in front of you is the same fountain that you saw in the desert world, but instead of pouring sand, it is pouring this red light that reminds you somewhat of the color of blood. You don't know if it's liquid exactly, but it definitely is flowing almost like liquid. And you're standing in it, and it's just dead silence. And then as you're standing there, you hear this cracking voice, and it says, "Welcome. I am glad to see you've arrived, though always, as usual, too late." The sound seems to come from everywhere, and sort of everywhere and nowhere. And then as you look, you see this, and for those of you not able to see this, listening at home, two of the runes on either side of the big sphere almost seem to close and then open, as if you're looking at two enormous, ponderous eyes that close and open. And you hear, "You have come, then, to the end of time. What have you thought of your journey?" The voice is nauseating. Every time you hear it, you feel your stomach gurgle, and sort of this strange, repulsive sound just at the sound of its voice.
Have I heard it before?
I'm trying to think of, I will say, I can't answer that yet.
Maybe it's if I recognize that I heard it before,
Yes.
rather than if I've heard it before.
Yes. I think that's the way. I think that's the way to put it. It does feel familiar. Yes, it does sound familiar. In fact, it sounds familiar to all of you.
Okay.
Vernon?
So, you, Allie, hear what sounds like a Vernon Richard. If that is what you wish me to be, then I will be that thing. You hear Vernon Richard. You, Allie, I would say, also hear the sound of Vernon Richard.
You mean Mog?
So
I was thinking, I thought maybe it sounded like the thing I talked to in the mirror. But...
it does sound like that,
okay.
Yes, but it's as if, that was almost muffled compared to what this is like. Wilhelm, I have a question for you. What to you is the most terrifying creature or thing that you would say you have faced?
Vernon Richard.
Then that's what you hear. Elder, what about you? Do you have a thought about what the most terrifying or
Yeah, like
horrific
bask in your
creature?
terrastes.
Yeah. Hello.
I think there's been elements in this story so far that Elder Hanu has been involved somehow in the past in this place, or with some sort of professorial decision that had to do with research here or something like that, or in his long years, and maybe he's forgotten part of it. I think the thing he'd be most afraid of hearing this voice sound like is himself.
So what you hear then in this sort of crackled voice is, perhaps you should have led the students in a better way. Perhaps your ponderousness now is what fails you. Now, all of you hear these words, but you hear them in the voices of what has been described to you. Also, I would say, your hearing of Vernon Richard is probably a little bit more recent, like Vernon Richard, more contemporary Vernon Richard, as opposed to Mog, probably when you first encountered Vernon Richard, when Vernon Richard was particularly cruel to you when you first arrived at Hearthglow. You might recognize it that way. That is to say, this isn't exactly the same voice. It's a voice that is the most repulsive and disgusting and terrifying for you. You hear the same words, but the actual voice saying them is a little different. And so there's a pause, and then the voice says, "So, you have come this far. Now I suppose you wish to destroy me, as you have destroyed other things. I was amused at your battle with the dragon. It was interesting to see you fight a creature of snow. And now, you come to it. What would you have of me before you heroically eliminate me?"
We didn't just eliminate things. We saved them too.
Did you?
We did. We made friends.
Friends?
Show him. And I
Do I do that?
The feather. There's a coral. Not all. I think all of us have different things.
Mm-hmm.
There was the blue orb.
which I think I have.
That's coral, I believe.
I'm glad that you've met such friends. You assume they will still be living by the time you return, unless you think that Oceania will survive the loss of its environment. I hope you enjoyed. And this sound, again, every time that it speaks, again, you hear it in this voice. I hope, Wilhelm, you enjoyed your pleasant little song. It might have jogged your memory, but memories are treacherous and fade. Like all of you will fade. And again, this voice crackles on the silence. There is no breath before or after it speaks. There is nothing that moves here other than just the glowing red of the lights moving.
Do you feel? Do we think the runes are causing the communication to happen?
Unclear. The runes are definitely like dynamic in the sense that they're doing this. You can't tell if that's it or if the runes are... It's like itself, like this, it is the runes or something. And as it stares at you or looks at you or whatever it does...
the room itself with all the runes? Okay.
Yeah. It says, "You have found your way to the end of time. What are your heroic last words before destroying me, heroes of Hearthglow?"
I turned to the others like, this isn't Vernon Richard. He wouldn't be talking like this. He's a megalomaniac. This guy's talking like he's already defeated. This isn't. You're not Vernon Richard. You sound like you actually need help.
I am what you need, little dragon. Perhaps you are speaking to your own doubts and fears. Or
Well,
do
sure.
you remember your failures to this point?
Yeah, sure. But I'm like a student. I'm supposed to fail stuff. Have you ever heard of failing forward?
You're really good at that, Allie.
Yeah, I fail all the time.
That is true. There's a pause, and then, even your unrequited love. And there's a pause. Though the one your love has not noticed it. There too, you have failed. But
Hey,
then it is
hey.
your birthright.
We all love Allie, okay? You can just shut up.
Oh, the hyena speaks.
Oh yeah, I speak and I bite too, Buster.
Don't.
I saw.
He's goading us.
It was
Yeah?
before you were turned into sand and stone.
Oh, you like that, did you, sadist?
I am only what you reflect, Margriz.
Well then, why don't you reflect something helpful? Like what we've tried to do this whole time is chase someone bad down and fix problems where we saw them and survive. That's like pretty good.
We
You should
haven't-
help us.
We haven't failed at all.
Really?
No,
Well, I died a little.
You have
a
not.
little bit.
You have not, however, found your quarry. It has stayed ahead of you, and even now, it prepares its final end. And you are too late. All of you are too late.
Yeah, that's exactly what our quarry would say if he was scared we'd catch him.
Oh, you think that I am your quarry?
I think you might be a recording left by our quarry.
There's sort of a rumbling effect.
Ugh.
And
I
it's,
throw up on one of the rooms.
I was gonna say, that's the key. No, just kidding. And he says, "Very well. Then since you know each other so well, since you are so confident, let us see what happens when you are put to the test." And Elder Hanu, appearing in front of you, you see an image of yourself, much younger. It is a robust, vibrant turtle.
Tarrasque-like even.
Tarrasque-like even, yes. It's as large as that, no. And there is strength in your hand, and there is wisdom in your brow, and there is power in your stance. And you look at yourself and say, "You were once like me and cannot defeat me now. You have faded. You cannot help your students or yourself." Elder, at the same time that it faces you, it points behind and it looks at the ground, and on the ground you see piled bodies. And they are the bodies of Allie and Mog and Wilhelm and Mr. Roundcloud, piled on the ground. And it says, "That is your fate, Elder. Strike me down and you can prevent this. But leave me and do not fight me, and I will destroy you and them. You cannot save them, Elder." I'll come back to you in a minute, Elder. At the same time, Wilhelm, in front of you, there is a pause, and then you see the baleful gaze of Vernon Richard looking at you. His robes are extraordinarily rich. His power crackles from his hands. And in front of you, he holds an instrument, which I think was a lute. And he holds it, and then glaring at you, cracks it. And he says, "This is what is left of your music, your memory." And he tosses it. And as he tosses it, you see he is tossing it on top of the bodies of Mog and Allie and Mr. Roundclown and Elder Hanu. And he says, "You could destroy me, strike me down, and stop them. But then, of course, you will be living your life for me, as you always have." Think about that. Mog, another version of Vernon stands in front
Are we
of
hearing
you.
the other versions or just our own?
This time you're just hearing your own. This is all happening within like a little bubble this particular time. You see a version of Vernon Richard, but it is the version that you saw, the younger version, when you first came to Hearthglow. And in front of you, you see he is holding on to a sack. He says, "Your possessions, such as they were, when you were pulled from the streets." And he dumps them out, and you see little shoes and dirty clothes that you had to live in when you were on the streets. And he says, "This is all that's left. Remember those who abandoned you? They couldn't even give you good clothes to go to the academy in." And then he takes those clothes and he dumps them on a pile of bodies that you see are Allie and Wilhelm and Elder Hanu and Mr. Roundclown. "But you could kill me. And if you kill me, this," pointing to the bodies, "won't happen. But then you'll be the little, small, pathetic thief you always were."
Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you?
And last, Allie, in front of you, you see Vernon Richard, who is looking at you, except that he holds in front of you what looks like a dragon statuette. And around the dragon statuettes are these multiple heads. It's a Tiamat statue, clearly. And he says, "Look, your birthright, the Queen of Dragons. This is what you would like to be. This is what you will be. Someday, you may rise to become something that will consume the world." And he tosses the statue on top of a pile of bodies that is Mog and Elder Hanu and Wilhelm and Mr. Roundclown. "But you can strike me down if you wish, and prevent this from happening, and become the evil mother of dragons you were meant to be." Okay, so all of these four things are happening. Now, none of you can consult with each other on this, okay? This is an individual decision that you're going to have to make. What I want to know from each of you is how you want to respond. Do you want to attack? Do you want to challenge, persuade, fall over? Like, what do each of you want to do? And I'll take whatever order anyone wants to go in, but you can't consult with anyone else on this.
And we don't hear each other's
Correct.
responses.
This is all happening within a sort of bubble
Like a
of
mind
time.
palace sort of
Yes.
thing? Like we're
Before it, you could hear everything, but when I just said these things about the little visions, that you're not hearing from everybody
Right.
else.
I feel like, for me, both when he was talking to all of us and me individually, he seems to... everything he says indicates that he expects us to destroy him and that he actually kind of wants it. And growing up on the streets and then getting some kind of education, it's like whatever the person who's making you feel ill and belittles you and hates you wants from you is probably not what I want to give them. So even though it might mean all of our deaths, and the only way to prevent that is striking him down. If that's what he wants, it's I'm not gonna roll over and strike at him. I just don't I was like, screw you, you're lying to me. I feel like I want to, my feeling right now, and I haven't rolled for anything, is is this, bastard lying to me? That's what
What do you want to say to him? Because he's waiting for something clearly from you.
I think you're a big fat liar. So you can go screw yourself.
So he kind of looks at you. So be it. Okay, who else wants to go? Elder, Wilhelm, Allie.
I'm ready whenever. He cracked the loot and put it on the pile.
Yeah.
I don't live for you anymore. Maybe I used to. But I would give up all of my knowledge because I found something much more powerful. And I'm gonna swipe the loot onto the floor, and I'm gonna put my hands on the pile of the 4 people before me. Love is a form of study. And I would give up all of my other knowledge for that. If I could make that my craft, that's what they've taught me. And that means that I'm no longer your student, and I cannot learn anything from you.
Kind of pulls back. As you wish. Okay, Allie and Elder Hanu.
I'm happy to go next.
Okay.
I'm going to approach and say, you don't know the first thing about me. The worst thing that could possibly happen to me is that whatever's going on with me and whatever my lineage is that it comes to fruition. I don't want to be the evil queen of dragons. I want to live and love and have friends and learn and help people. You're speaking from your heart, not mine. But one thing that I've learned from everybody here is that we all need friends. So you know what? I don't know who you are. I don't know where your place of coming. What I want to know is, will you be my friend? And I'm going to cast the friend spell.
Yeah.
Be like, be my friend. It's sort of like as an invitation to like purposely fail the saving throw.
Okay. So, the Vernon Richard thing looks at you as you cast the spell and sort of nods slowly. So be it.
Doesn't take my hands though?
No.
Okay.
The elder tenses his hand around his quarterstaff and will slowly approach his younger self. And he's going to... Oh, man. He's debating. You can see, like, his claws digging into the staff and him looking at this vision of himself. But he relaxes after a moment and says,
You're right. I can't do all the same things that I could when I was you. But aging and dying is a part of life. I will do my best to prevent it.
He looks down at the bodies of the students.
But I understand. Some things may come to pass.
And he just sort of looks across at the figure, expressing acceptance. And that's all he does.
So the Elder Hanu simulacrum, or whatever it is, comes up to you, walks up close to you with the staff and the whole bit, and then, so be it. Now, the so be it happens at the same time for all of you, right? So be it. And you're suddenly back in the sort of reddened world. There is no figure in front of you. There are no pile of bodies. And
Just a TBK.
That's right. Because you're all dead. No. The creature says, whatever it is, says, so you would sacrifice your friends, or you would sacrifice yourselves. Amusing. There's sort of a pause. You don't think you'll be able to win, do you? Even if you catch the one you follow. You don't think you can win?
Sure.
Seems like a question.
Sure we can win. We've got a whole school of wizards at our back. We've won, like you said, Willem, we've won this whole time. We haven't lost yet, except when I died a little.
And maybe not all of us will win. But it only takes one. And it's the right thing to do.
Then, face what is in front of you. And the sphere does turn into a portal. And this time, through the portal, you see a green, almost sort of dark green, almost emerald world. Through it, you see trees and leaves, but not like the springtime pleasant bushes. This is like, forest, right? And through it, you can see a person standing on the other side. They have their arms folded, and they have a cloak that is from them, and it's hooded so you can't see who it is. But they are standing on the other side in the forest grove, let's say, that you see there.
This is it.
I have an idea. I'm gonna bring Mr. Round Clown over, who's got the big dragon head.
It could not have fit through the portal.
You didn't say that, man. Mr. Round Clown, I'm gonna lead him. I'm gonna say okay, Mr. Round Clown. I'm explaining it to him, but really I'm explaining it to you, so you can kind of hear the plan. Mm-hmm. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to stick the dragon head through the portal, and I want you to say, "Vengeance is upon you!" And we'll see how the guy reacts to the dragon head.
Okay, I'm up for it.
Okay, so when you stick it halfway through, you don't see it appear on the other side. Like it's like putting something into like a pool of water, and you only see on this side, not that side. So when you do the "vengeance is upon you," you don't know, like you hear it on your side, like "vengeance is upon you," like you're speaking.
Oh no, but he's got his head through, so I'm having Mr. Round Clown. He's wearing it as a.
When his head is stuck through, he isn't wearing it on the other side. Like you see the back of it, but the front of it is not there when he pokes through.
The front of it is not there.
Right, like as he pokes through, and if he draws his head back, it's still there.
Interesting. Well, that's not going to work.
Some things we can't carry with us. I hope my dragon fang comes through with me because I deserve it. We'll see what happens. I don't know. All right, so there he is, or she, or they, and if we don't do this now, they may escape again and destroy all magic in the world. So,
do we try to surprise them in some way? They seem like they have their arms folded and they're waiting for us. It feels like we're going into a trap. Is there anything smart we can do? Any preparation that we can cast?
Hey, teach.
Yeah, Elder will, his little sand newt will crawl down his arm to his paws, and he'll sort of lightly flick the lizard through the portal. And then, because it's a familiar, he'll use his senses through it and have the lizard sort of crawl through the grass and try to get a look up at the figure.
I'm trying to decide if, for the same reason that the skull doesn't go through, I don't think, Elder, that the newt goes through either. It was summoned from the stuff of the place where you were. And that's the same reason that the skull maybe is not going through either.
Okay.
That's what I would say.
I mean,
when you flick it through, it sort of it disappears as it goes through. You know what I mean? Like you see the back half of it on your end, but then it just disappears entirely.
Is it so I'm not able to sense my senses through it?
Correct.
Okay. The Elder turns around and says,
"I think we just have to go. Hands on my shell, students."
Okay, guys, I love all of you.
Here we go. Let's do it.
And you, whoever you are, big red voice. God, I hope you find someone or something, because I think you're really lonely and damaged.
Me too. We really did want to be your friend.
Well, you did.
As you step through the portal, you hear, "You have already found the friends you needed." And there's sort of a pause, and then you step through, and you were in this dark green, as I have described, forest with trees that soar above you. There is a mighty twittering of birds, moving of creatures in the underbrush. And then you're in this clearing. And standing in front of you is a medium figure, maybe 5'6", 5'5", 5'6", hooded and cloaked, arms sort of folded. And as you step through, and then the thing vanishes behind you, there's a pause, and then you hear, "Well, students from Hearthglow, you seem to be far from the school. Why are you here?" It's an indeterminate voice. Definitely humanoid. Hard to tell, male, female.
I remember catching sight of them at the thing, and they were super fast. It was one of the things I remember. They were like, could almost like shadowy, very speedy. Yeah, we've been chasing you. Well, we don't really want you to suck all the magic out of the world, so you want to talk?
Me? Oh, you haven't been chasing me. But I have been tracking you. They step forward and then lift back their hood, and you see this person.
Oh.
And I will show this picture in just a moment. So, for those of you at home, it is a what appears to be a young woman. There you go. If you can see that. Oh, actually, you might not be able to see that. Sorry. Let me move this towards you. It is a young woman who is dressed in a cloak. And you can see she has clearly like bags under her eyes. She looks exhausted. You actually know this person. You may remember that when Vernon Richard was there, he was the assistant head of school. Thaddeus Clariton was the head of school. Yenner Chalice was the new assistant head of school after the trial. And you have not seen Yenner Chalice for a while. You don't know what happened actually, but wizards are always doing this thing where they're like running away. And she says, "Thaddeus sent you to try to find information about what had happened to this accomplice of Vernon Richard. You are those students and teacher," she says, nodding to Elder Hanu. "Yes?"
Yes.
Wait, why are we telling her anything?
Oh, I don't know.
Like, why should we tell you anything? You are probably the person we've been chasing. Why should we believe you or anything you say?
These are fair questions. But you have not been chasing me. The one that you have been chasing is here. We are in the Emerald Darkness. Now, I told you about this Emerald Darkness.
There was
this
a map.
Enormous dark forest, which is on the outskirts of the city. It is known as the Emerald Darkness, not just because of the color, but because it is extraordinarily dense as a forest. There's been lots of talk in the city about we should send someone up to cut it down or whatever, but there's never, it is dangerous. It is difficult. There have even been some tests, Hearthglow tests done here in the past. And she says, "We are here in the Emerald Darkness, to which you have chased your adversary. And it is good that you did so, because you've driven her to ground. I don't know very much, but in following your tracks through each world that you went as you followed hers, I was able to pick up something. The fairies that you met in that first world told me of you. Your tracks in the snow led me to that portal. Oceania, the whale of the world that you helped, told me where you might be found. And now, just a moment ago, I saw and went through, it's a little complicated time-wise, to wait for you.
Mm-hmm.
The creature in that world told me where you could be found."
Yeah, you sure you didn't lance the side of the creature of that world? I don't believe a word you're saying. How'd you get ahead of us?
And she nods and she says, "This," and she holds up her hand, and there is a sort of glowing orb that looks very familiar. It looks like the orb or the item that was thrown, the Megirolith that was thrown. But as you look at it, you can see that it's shimmering. And she says, "This is what you were seeking. and then closes her hand, and you realize it was an illusion. And she says, "But it is not here, but the one who took it is. Her name is Kesseman. She was Vernon Richard's greatest student, and she has tried to track him down. Kesseman is deeply dangerous, and we know this because of what she engaged in. Kesseman Taylor is a mage of great power. What she is doing ends somehow here in this place. She seeks something relating to time, but we don't know why or how. Simply that she has that sort of power. Were it not for you, she would not have exposed herself as she has, and I would not have been able to track her to this place. Thaddeus Caleriton is missing. She has taken him, and you must find him."
Hey, Teach. Do we believe her?
What do I know about Yennefer Chalice? The vibe that she's expressing so far seems to be that she's someone who's also been trying to find the truth and is allied with us and happened to get here earlier.
That's right. And that's right. You do know that Yennefer Chalice is the assistant head of school, but you know that she has not been around very much. And you didn't know entirely why, but you know that she was a mage of great promise. That's why she was made assistant head. She's actually not that much older than many of these students. She's also not quite the right height of the person that you saw running away that had thrown the Megirolith, for what that's worth.
I think I'm the only one who saw that person. So, all
That's
right.
true.
So my memory would tell me that.
Yes, not quite the right height. I mean, it's not a huge difference, but when you start, you're like, well...
But can people cast, high wizards can cast illusions on themselves too?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And I mean, that's the thing I wanted to focus on. As soon as she made that disappear, I'm like, oh, this is someone apt with illusion. So I want to see if I can see through any shimmer or illusion, any audible glamour, anything that's like maybe changing any aspect of her image.
Are we looking at Arcana or Insight then? Insight would be more judging, what she's saying. Arcana would be sort of trying to get a sense of her aura. I mean, it's not exactly like a detect magic, but you could get a sense that this is a viable illusion to take.
I think I'll try Arcana because I'm really trying to figure out like what magic she has going on.
Okay.
Natural one.
Magic people. She definitely has magic. You saw that illusion.
Ooh. I do have a detect magic spell. I think but would I know to cast it? That's the question.
Well, it also has verbal somatic components, so like...
Wait a second. Or
you could just make it public and be like, I'm going to detect magic you, see how she responds.
Yeah, like, how do we know what you're saying is true? How do we know we can trust you? How do we know Professor Thaddeus is gone? Last we talked to him, he sent us on this quest.
She nods and she says, "Quite right. My tokens." And she opens her cloak and there's a pouch hanging at her belt. And from the pouch, she pulls out a feather, an orb, a piece of coral, and two small little red gems. She spreads them out. They are not shimmering. Now you can pick them up and do whatever you want, but they are unquestionably not illusion.
So with the coral, let me remember, the person who attacked the whale took a bloody piece of their flesh versus coral, which was given to us.
That's right.
And the feather, the person had plucked it and wounded it. Is the feather bloody at all?
No.
Okay. Are the red gems hot to the touch?
They are warm.
Elder will say,
The spirits, they told you of us. What did they say, and how did you receive these items?
In each place that I went, I asked for you. I knew that if I could find you, I would find him. I shouldn't say him because it's not necessarily a him, her, Kesimon, I would find her. And I knew that I would perhaps be able to save you. Without Thaddeus, it is my responsibility to protect students. Although I know you, Elder, have tried. When I found the fairies, they said they had been visited twice, besides the hag that occupied that place. The person who came from the outside, the first was cruel, but the second, the group of 4 of you and some strange fan-hand robot thing,
Mr. Ronclone takes a bow.
were protective, kind, compassionate. It was the same story in each world. In the snow world, I found many tracks in the snow as if of a great battle, pieces of jagged ice littering the snow. In the world of Oceania, I spoke to Oceania themselves. It was they who told me what you had done to try to heal them and to heal the world. It took a little while, but with them and the help of his companion, you remember
The fish!
Yeah, the fish. It was able to communicate to me that you were just ahead of me. And then, of course, the world of destruction. The world of that skeletal dragon. I found its bones. That was a brave fight.
You killed me.
And she nods, sort of, it seems you got better.
That's because I got real good friends.
You do. It's the only reason that I found you. And this. And she holds up a branch. And she says, this was found near Thaddeus Caleriton's office. This branch itself resonates with this forest. In fact, and she gives it to you, Elder Hanu, perhaps you can sense it yourself.
It was like a
And if you want, you can make a nature check if you want.
Yeah, I will. 16.
Yeah. You do feel, first of all, it looks like some of the branches and some of the trees around here. But also, perhaps you would be the only one who would notice this clearly. There's a slight vibration, a slight hum, almost, that is sort of, in the branch itself, that almost reflects the moving of the leaves, the branches shifting, the sound of the animals in the underbrush. Perhaps no one but someone who knows nature as well as you do would be able to sense it. But it feels resonant with this place.
And the elder says,
And again, what exactly prompted you to come find us?
Once I discovered this branch, I then knew that something had led someone to be able to come to this place. I had no hope of finding you if I was to go to the Emerald Darkness directly. So I did what I expected Thaddeus did for you, to look in the quarters of Vernon Richard. There I found not simply a mirror of darkness, but a space in the top floor, a portal to another place. I traced the signature of magic. It was a thread that linked you to me. Then all I could do was hope that each world would give me some news of you. You apparently made an impression on each one of them. The only reason Kesimon would have gone through these worlds was to collect what she needed for whatever it is she plans to do here. If I followed you, I would eventually find her.
Why didn't you just meet up with us instead of going ahead? You could have helped us.
I did not know whether you would be lost in one of those worlds, and I did not have time to seek out each of you individually. One of you could have been dead in one of those worlds or dying. All I could do was follow your trail and pick up the pieces, if there were any.
But you passed us.
Yes, the last world that you went into. You may remember the creature, what it said to you, is probably what it said to me. It said that I was at the end of time, and it had me face myself. And you see her eyes kind of drop like the 1,000-yard stare. That I had failed Thaddeus and the school. That I was what everyone had said, too young, too inexperienced, too impulsive. It was only when I faced it down that I realized I was facing myself, there at the end of time. When I defeated, she sort of does the air quotes, defeated it, I believe that I was thrown forward in time ahead of your arrival.
That does sound like that creature. It was just a piece of work, wasn't it?
I could not know, though, when you arrived what you would think. And I wanted to make sure that you too were real, and not illusions sent by Kesseman to attack me.
So Kesseman has the dean.
The head of school.
The head of school.
I must assume so, yes.
Alive? Why?
That is what I am afraid of.
Power source?
Sacrifice.
Do you know where they have gone?
And she gestures behind her where the dark green yawns like an open mouth. And she says, in there, somewhere. I only myself arrived here several minutes ago. Where they are within that place. She shakes her head.
Does she look wounded?
She looks exhausted. She doesn't look physically wounded, but she looks like almost out on her feet. And she says, it took me some energy to reach here. You get the impression that to do what she did, to sort of like leap forward, go through these things, handle this stuff, you all did it collectively, right? She was doing this as an individual mage, like leaping, from place to place to place. You get the impression she is, if you will, out of spell slots.
Right.
Right. She looks exhausted.
I'm gonna hand her my water skin. All right, Yenna. Can I call you Yenna? Yenny? What do you like?
And she smiles. She says, at the school, I think they would want you to call me assistant head.
Hey, we're not in this school anymore.
She nods. She says, yes. So here, Yenna is fine.
All right, have some water.
Thank you.
Do you need to rest?
And she nods. She says, for a small time. And I must tell the others at the school what I have discovered. But you have already done more than any could expect. To send you into that place is... She kind of shakes her head again. My impulsiveness again. Thaddeus would not be happy if I allowed you to go.
Hey, he sent us into a wizard's tower. He has got no moral high ground to speak of.
I don't think he realized what he was sending you into. None of us would have.
Teach, you keep saying we should go forward into adventure, right?
God damn it.
I mean, the fact is that you can't rescue him alone. You just can't. Look at you.
And we may not be able to rescue him altogether, but I think our chances are better.
And she kind of like sinks back, like almost kind of literally almost sinks to the sward. And she hands out the branch and she says, at least this, she hands the branch to one of you. And she says, and one thing more. And she brings out several vials from her belt. Healing potions.
Ooh.
I don't have enough for all of you, though. Only 2. And she hands them. These are actually potions of extra healing, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. But there's only 1 remaining dose. There's small little vials in each of them, so 1 dose each of this extra healing. And either any of you can take it that wishes. And she says, I can try to get back and summon reinforcements. The problem is the time. Now that we are back in our world, time will move at a normal pace until Kesseman does whatever she's trying to do. And at that time, she sort of shrugs and says, who knows what will have happened to Thaddeus. For Thaddeus to be captured, he is the greatest mage that I know. How could he have allowed it to happen?
Anyone can get ambushed. How do we notify you once we find him?
That is what the branch is for. And she holds up herself what looks like a small little pine cone. And she says, this branch is resonant with that cone. If you speak to it, the branch, I will hear. I can respond to you, but the magic will not last for longer than one time. If you ask me a question, I can try to answer it, but only a once back and forth until I can restore my strength and return to you.
How much time do you think we have?
Depends on how fast Kesselman brought Thaddeus here. An hour, 2. I don't know. She could be doing what she's doing right now.
Well, what we think we gotta go in, or do we rest? I think we have to go in, don't you?
I think risking a short rest may be the most we can do.
She says, "There, I can help you, I think." And she waves a hand, and you all gain the benefit of a short rest. And also, then she's like, ugh. She's like, it was clearly the end of the,
Do we do hit dice or reset maximum HP during this rest?
Yeah, you have to use
Use hit dice for this.
So how do I do that?
So you have 3 hit dice,
Okay.
and they're d6s. So, oh no, I'm sorry. Hit dice is 1d8 plus 1. So you can roll d8s, and then just gain those hit points back.
Is this a D8?
Yeah, it's a d8.
So I roll 3 of them?
3 times. Max. Yeah.
6
But you might as well.
plus 6
12.
plus 2.
So 14, add 14 hit points.
So that brings you to full, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
It does, yeah.
Kill. Yeah.
Okay. Are the rest of you doing that hit dice thing?
I never took any damage, so.
Oh, okay. You're fine.
No, but I didn't, like, with sorcerers, just because I never play them, do you get the sorcery points?
Sorcery points.
So, no.
Maybe at later levels, but
Yeah, right, exactly. But I have good news for you, but I'll tell you in a minute. Wilhelm.
I rolled 1 hit die and restored my 7 HP.
Okay, so you were back up to 24 to 24. And Elder.
yeah, I was full
you were
health,
already
but
full, right?
but I do restore that Unitert spirit totem
The
thing.
Unitard spirit totem. Okay. I will tell you, as you prepare to go, just remind me, I'll give you the, guess what, good news thing at the end of this. After that short rest, that fast short rest, she kind of, groggily kind of gets to her feet. She's like, I have enough to return. You must promise me, all of you, that you will use the greatest of care. Already you have done more than any students would be expected to know, and you, Elder, have already sacrificed much in your long life. If any of you fall in this endeavor, She kind of shakes her head. It is the only way. But
Yeah, I already fell. We got that covered. We know what it feels like.
then be safe. And go well. And she kind of does this, and there's sort of a spiral of sort of grass from the ground that spirals up around her, and then as it settles down, she is gone. And as you prepare to head off into the emerald darkness, I will tell you that you have all leveled to level 4. And that is going to be where we bring this to a close.
Level 4!
Level 4, which means that our finale, folks, next month, April 11th, again, Friday, April 11th, mark your calendars, 4 to 8 p.m., Shine Auditorium, Sacred Heart University in Connecticut. That will be the final portion of this opening trilogy of Hearthglow Adventures. It is called Beyond the Forbidden Library, and it takes place in the Emerald Darkness.
Woohoo!
Amazing.
So,
When we level up, does that? What about our spell slots? Do we just add the new spell slots,
You get
or does
yes.
all of it reset
all of it
and we get a long rest?
All of it resets.
We get
great. Okay,
a
cool.
long rest.
Wow.
All of it will reset.
All right,
That's so
something
cool.
tells me we're gonna need it.
I'm not
say.
doing that. Not with Slim Dixie. Yeah, I'm not doing it for no reason.
That's amazing.
Okay.
That, but really, really lovely work, everybody. We got some serious combat and some serious role play in, and set up for what is going to be a very interesting trek through the Emerald Darkness. I had this image when you were first coming through the portal. I was immediately thinking about a certain prominent scene from The Two Towers, in which Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli are wandering through through Fangorn Forest, and they end up seeing what they think might be Saruman who was known to wander through the woods. And for a while, he acts exactly like Saruman. But of course, what it actually turns out to be is Gandalf, who has returned. And so I had this image of whether you were all going to be like, screw you, like leap to the attack, or whether you were going to be like, let me think about it. And obviously Mog was super, suspicious, quite rightly so. But that was interesting because you had several mental and friendship tests and other tests that you had to go through getting out here. And so here you are, here at the end of all things, as Frodo says to Sam. But lovely stuff from everybody. And I guess I will start, Carlos, with you. Lovely stuff from Allie today. Multiple, with the cards thing and all that. And so memorable stuff there. And I love the idea that you said at the end there that, you're speaking from your heart and not from mine, as you said to the voice, which is nice because you're partially speaking to yourself, I guess, or a shadow of yourself.
Right.
And then, of course, now we have to see what happens in the Emerald Darkness. So how did you feel about today, and what are you thinking about for the finale next month?
I feel like that dragon head helmet will always be a part of Mr. Round Clown. Even if it's invisible, even if it's intangible, it is now a psychic part of who Round Clown
Sorry that I did not allow you to take the 100-pound dragon skull head through the forest.
Oh, you did.
No, it's still there. I just can't see it. It's there in your heart.
It's
in your heart.
Exactly. No, it was a great time. I think, this is a great cohesive team, going through. I think, the adventure is like really that interesting balance of psychological and like battle and stuff like that. So it's like, it's the sort of thing that covers all the D&D goodness of like, here's what, you can do with your power on the outside, and then here's where power really comes from, and putting those things together. So yeah, so great fun. And I think our live play is coming so close. I'll be at the start of my spring break, so I'm going to be ready to party!
We're going to be ready to go.
I'm going to be ready for a triumphant victory.
Are you cosplaying as the Moo Tiamat wearing,
I mean, there will definitely be fairy wings, and there will be a bubble breath weapon.
Right.
I have that moo that Karen Meiser gave me.
And I guess I'm wearing
just
a moo.
a bunch of these heads. Like Tiamat heads?
Yeah, I might have to have some not safe for work dragon paraphernalia underneath my moo.
Yeah, good stuff, guys. Thank you.
And thank you for your patience.
Oh, no. It's been a great pleasure. Good stuff. So, Claire, Mog obviously went through it this time, frozen into a statue, actually dead temporarily.
Totally
unconscious,
traumatized.
Traumatized, totally. Exactly. Yeah, and the reaction to that was very interesting. Also, this sort of, why did you do that? Smash, smash, smash. And, of course, Mog's sort of reaction, since Mog has been in some ways kind of the emotional, I don't mean the emotional core of the story as in no one else is feeling emotional, but I mean Mog's sort of like the, what? Right, sort of the tip of the emotional spear, let's put it that way, for the group. And so I was curious to see how you were going to react to what it was that Mog went through. And I was curious to see how you would react as well to that sort of psychological state of him basically being like, you were nothing when you came to me, like dirty clothes, whatever. And you sort of reasoned through it about what the logic of someone who had been raised on the streets would think about it in that same way. And that was fun to watch one way or the other. How did you think about today, and what are you thinking about for the finale next month?
I just feel like she really, because she didn't have great role models as a kid, like, she really wants to be wise, like her teacher, and like her friend, she wants to be super smart, and she wants to be just so like generous and magical, like her best friend, and she wants all of these things. She doesn't quite have all of the talents, right? But she'll do her best to imitate, like sincere form of flattery kind of thing. And she doesn't make the right decisions all the time. Like, she wants to be wise. She tries to do what had worked before, and it wasn't the appropriate time to do that. Mm-hmm. And then she's got all these like feral instincts that kind of like when they take over, they will just take over. She's a very emotionally honest creature. Maybe because she's got like some bestial, like in touch with her bestial and natural self too. Also because she needed to be highly intuitive to survive this long, so I think it's really interesting. And I think that it's going to be I don't know that she's by the end of next episode, if she's still alive, if she's not going to get over having died anytime soon, because I think she's come close several times, but maybe starving to death or being beaten or, or all of the other things, but never like smacked down to, heart stopped, brain function stopped until somebody bothered to bring her back, So I think that's important for her to remember. I really enjoyed playing next week. I mean, like I died this time next time in April. I died this time. I wouldn't be surprised if I died again. I'm gonna do my best to fight this basic biatch Kesselman. But really I have a feeling that all of my more magically apt friends will get us through.
It's good stuff. I'm looking forward to it also. Yeah, it's actually 2 weeks from today.
Yeah.
We're looking at, so it's coming soon. But thank you, Claire. Good stuff today. Adam, lovely work as well for Wilhelm. And again, Wilhelm this is the arc you've been laying out for a while anyway. The idea that Wilhelm is getting to the point where he understands the value of his friends and understands that you had that great line about love is study. That's such a good line. Because there's a richness to Wilhelm's kind of development, which means the breaking of the lute, which might have meant something more to him at a different time. It's not that it doesn't mean anything. Mm-hmm. It's that it's relative to this. And I wondered if any of you were going to choose something different. Each of you sort of chose this, I choose to make the decision I must for myself and with my friends. And that's what Wilhelm ultimately did also. And then, obviously the saving throws and everything else. I love when all of you sort of sat up. You get that moment sometimes in campaigns where something happens and the players sit up in their chair because, and in this case it was, you did the thing and then the bone cracked and you were like, okay, that's not good. Then it's real then, this guy. Mm-hmm. So you had to deal with that dragon too, but you got through it and here we are now on the other side. How did you feel about, crazy cats running around? Wow. Yeah, they're chasing each other. I understand the relief. Yes, I do. Be careful, both of you. How did you feel about today? And what are you thinking about for the finale in a couple weeks?
Yeah, it feels great. I think his emotional arc is really coming to its point, and especially with the finale, I think that's going to be something that he finally confronts.
Yeah.
Because it's becoming increasingly important to him to be with these people.
Yeah.
And something that is surprising him, ultimately.
Yeah.
And just continuing with that and feeling attached to doing the right thing, finally, rather than just acquiring knowledge or power or usual writer wizard things.
I'm not your student. I'm not your student anymore, right?
Yeah. Huh. No, so I think continuing that arc through the final episode and coming to fruition with all of the arcs of our characters.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Totally.
No, very excited.
Very cool. I am excited for it too.
At your school.
At your school. I know it's going to be amazing.
I think it'll be very important that it's a lesson about students.
Interesting.
That's going on.
Students for students. Absolutely. Yep. Yeah. I mean, students. Like, right, Carlos? College students. Who cares about? Yeah. But wonderful work as always, Adam. And then last but certainly not least, Zach. As always, great work too from Elder Hanu. I love the image of you. You were the only one who didn't choose some version of. I'm really glad that I made Vernon Richard in such a way that everyone really hates that bastard. Because, like, boy, everyone really.
I tried to choose the image in the mirror.
No, you were like, I know, you were like. Vernon Richard. But you were the only one who chose something different, and it was this sort of, looking at yourself and imagining yourself in a different way. And I like what you said about this idea of, aging is a part of life, death is a part of life. I will try to prevent it, but all that, again, very much your own probably arc of Elder Hanu and, not wanting to be, you never felt like a has-been, I guess, but this was also pushing it beyond that, like, you've learned things and there's value in this journey also. So, there's a lot going on there. I think a lot of richness of it. How did you feel, about things with your today? And then where will the, lovely folks, or what do you think about the finale in a couple of weeks?
Yeah, this was great. A little bit of combat and a little bit of introspection and facing your fears, quite literally. Hi, Sherbert. And I enjoyed the twist of having a surprise ally at the end who skipped through time to provide us resources and information. It's been quite the journey, and we're armed with all these trinkets of our friendship. And so I think we're ready to tackle this, especially at our newfound level 4. It's going to be great.
Newfound level 4.
So yeah, no, this is great. I can't wait for the finale. Can't wait to come across, to skip to the other side of the U.S. and see what the other coast is like for a little bit.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's going to be great. Can't wait for it. And of course, performing at a college is really cool, and I'm glad that worked out. And excited to see Adam's new digs. And yeah, that'll be that. So I'm really excited for things, and I'll see you all live in Connecticut soon enough.
Yeah.
And of course, Zach has already announced that he will be wearing a full Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles costume.
Yep.
So as to cosplay as Elder Hanu. So
Yes.
Michelangelo, presumably. But great stuff, Zach, as always. To all of the viewers who are watching us in video, thank you. And to all of our listeners, thank you for going on this journey with us. We have one more stop along that journey. If you have enjoyed this, please do spread the word about Hearthglow, which you can find at the website arvineleron.com. Please do spread it to other people. You can find it on Apple Podcasts and all the other places, like let people know. And if you are anywhere in the southwestern Connecticut area on Friday, April 11th from 4 to 8 p.m. Eastern, please do join us at Sacred Heart University at the Shine Auditorium. Again, thank you to Adam as well for setting this up. Thank you, Adam, because it's really great that we're able to do that. It's a perfect way to, I think, bring a close to this journey for Beyond the Forbidden Library. And otherwise, before Sherbert knocks away every camera that we have, we will all say goodbye to you lovely people. So thank you all. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, Greg.
Bye, thank you.
Thanks,
Bye.
everybody.